Welcome to Beyond Profile. Today's February 28th, and wrapping up the month here with just a couple days left to trade. Yesterday the markets all went higher. We had a retest of some significant levels. The Nasdaq, for the most part, has been in this nice little balance area that we've had going on here over the last few trading sessions. Every time we try to break down, there's always buyers there to step in. And again, Friday we broke out of this little balance area. Yesterday we came back, retested it, and we closed outside of it with all of the highs, volume going off at the highs yesterday. Markets trading almost at 26.20 here. Looks like 19.5 is the Globex highs. So that means we're going to be opening, somewhere up in here, and maybe look for a retest of some of this from yesterday if we're going to continue on moving higher. The monthly point of control for the Nasdaq, right at the 86 level, which means that all of the volume for the month of February here would be right at that level there. So the point of control, that's where all the volume for the whole month, and you can pretty much see that if you look at where February started here. What it's saying is that the majority of the trade occurred at the 86 level on the Nasdaq. Let's take a look at the ES here. Very similar on the S&P. We had this balance area. We broke out of it. We actually have a new balance area that has begun. And yesterday, again, a back test of the prior balance area on the chart is what we really had here. Change of polarity trade. Back tested 53s. 52.50 was really our significant level in that low volume pockets here. And made new highs. This morning we're trading up into 72.50s or so, and that continues to move higher. We never did pull back into the prior balance area. If you remember, we were talking about this balance area being retraced back into it. We still were talking about the 22s and then the 1308 area. We'll get there at some point when the bulls decide it's time to exit the gates here. We'll see some significant pullbacks. We really even haven't had a trend day down. Can't even remember when the last time was. This was probably, I don't know how this day finished up, but here's a red candle here. But when you go back and you look at, where did we really have some significant, follow through to the downside, it really wasn't back in December. It was. We had almost 4, 5, 6 red days right here. And then again back in November you had all of these red days. But what did we have here? You get one day of selling, pushback, and then the next day the dip buyers are there and they're taking the control back from the bears. So we really haven't seen the bears really hold on to anything here. And again, this balance area that we're working on here, for some reason, if we penetrate through it and there's no follow through to it, then we can look at this possibly coming back through that range also and making a move back into the prior balance area. So remember, it's always about acceptance at a certain value area, whether the market will accept it, and if it accepts it, then it has the possibilities of continuing to move in that direction. Obviously this uptrend continues to be in place, and last week, or I should say yesterday morning, what we basically had retested was the value areas from last week. If you look at, here's where we opened yesterday and we traded down. The gray line there represents last week's value area low. Here's last week's point of control, and you can see what we did. All we did really was come back into the prior balance area. Like I said, a change of polarity trade, moved up very strongly, took out there was a naked POC in the midst of that too, 63.64s. And then this morning again we're up into new highs here. You can see the 73s. This would be significant if we came back to the 67s, because technically it is open here. It is still open. So we'd want to make sure that keep an eye peeled out for that one on a pullback. All right. So market keeps going higher, but dip buyers are rewarded, and that's the story, right? All right, folks. Have a good trading day. We'll see you in the room.